You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mary Mary After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mary Mary After Show.
Up. Yep. Here we go. Bing is for doing, and we just can't stop doing it here. This is the AFTERBUZZ TV Mary Mary After Show, and up. Let it go, Martin. Up. I'm Tara Johnson, and I'm so happy to be here with you today, but I'm not here alone, so I have with me the very lovely
Ashida Onrae, and I am so happy to be back here again.
And we are doing it here on the Mary Mary After Show.
Yes, we are.
We are doing Season 2, Episode 7, Pregnant Pause. And we, there's some people out there who are pregnant who should be pausing, who are not.
Yes. Like Miss Tina.
Like Miss Tina. Well, when this episode, like last episode ended, things were pretty tense between Erica, Tina, and Mitch. And I hate to say it, but it doesn't seem like things got any better this episode.
I have to agree with you. There's still some tension there.
A lot of tension there.
But I think it's from Mitch. He hasn't let go.
Really? You think it's
Yeah.
strictly, well, I mean, the ladies clearly said they've gone past it. They've said to him several times, just drop it. Let's just move on.
Exactly.
Things happen in business.
Exactly.
And Mitch just wants us to hold on.
Yes, Mitch is holding on for dear life.
But you know what? I mean, in Mitch's defense, which, let's talk about it for a second. Poor Mitch. I mean, okay, if he had to drop it after he and Goo had it out, so he dropped that. Then he moved on, and he and Justin had a couple of words. Now he's gone a couple of rounds with Mary Mary themselves. And lo and behold, in this episode, husband number 1 comes for round 1, which the conversation between he and Warren, it wasn't horrible, but there definitely was a conversation that happened.
Yes. And I think that Mitch needs to take it for what it is. It's just a conversation. It's just discussing and trying to get a better understanding of each party. So, the husband saying something, Mitch is saying something, and then just kind of come to, a compromise. Like, this is what I was thinking about. This is where I was coming from. And then move on from it. But he holds on. It's like he holds on to it, and that's not good.
I have to say, I do think, Warren took him out, as they say, let's take a conversation outside.
Right.
So Warren did take him outside, but no time during the conversation did I feel as if Warren was really going at him. I really felt as if he was stepping to him almost in a producer type of manager position, not as Erica's husband type of thing, and was like, we're doing business, things happen, we have to move on, we think you should let it pass. And Mitch even said to him a couple of times, have you ever seen me do something like that? And he was like, yeah, I really have, but the one part of their conversation that really did stick with me, which I'm questioning Mitch here a little bit. I never question manager Mitch, but this time I am, when Warren says to him, we're hearing things about Tina having pains and that type of thing. They're getting very close to the Essence performance, which is huge for them. I think they might be the only gospel artists that have ever taken the main stage at Essence, which is 90,000 people from all over the country or whatever. So it was huge, this opportunity. So he said, what's your plan B?
Right. I picked up on that as well. He didn't have a plan B.
He's like, I don't even believe in plan Bs.
Right. How do you not believe in plan B and you're a manager? How does that work? How do you not have a plan B and you're a manager?
In a situation like this, with so much on the line.
Right.
So I have to say on that one, Mitch, I'm with Warren on that one. How do you have, this is real business. This is not like, oh, we do Essence every year. This is no big deal. This was a huge opportunity for these ladies.
Right.
And we now know that they went to Essence, crushed it, was great.
Right.
Tina's delivered her baby, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But at the time, this was a big deal. And people were asking a lot of questions because Tina wouldn't stop.
Yeah, I understand it from a business standpoint. Time is money. We only have 4 days of rehearsal and we have to get it in. But at the same time, it's okay, but I understand, baby comes first, health reason, it all comes first. And I'm kind of stuck in between because I understand what she's saying at the same time when it comes to business, but then in another breath, I'm saying, but your health, your baby.
Absolutely.
You don't want to deliver early.
No.
So how can you come to a medium? How can you come to a compromise where you can still do your job, but yet still take care of yourself?
True. Now, both of us here, neither one of us have children.
No.
So if you're watching and you have kids, let us know your feeling. Call us at 424-256-1729. We love to get your opinion, take your calls, see what you think about Plan and, Mitch and his missing Plan B.
Right.
And Tina.
Yes.
But let's even talk a little more about Tina because when the episode starts, Mitch is sitting down and he's talking to the ladies about 3 big events they have coming up.
Right.
They're doing Celebrate Brooklyn. They have a concert in Chicago, and then they're preparing for Essence. And they've brought in famed choreographer Lorianne Gibson.
Love you, Lorianne.
Oh my gosh, boom cack all day.
Yes.
Boom cack
Love
all
her.
day. So this woman has worked with seriously everybody.
Yes.
She used to work with Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj. I mean, Diddy back in the day.
Right.
Like she has worked with everyone. And so to have her available to work with you, even if it's only for 4 days, like these are 4 intense, full-on days, because Lorianne boom cack don't play.
Right. And she's busy.
And she's busy.
And she will tell you in a minute whether you are a gospel singers or not.
Right. But please don't be too busy to stop and hear Lorianne, because
Right.
we would love to have you at
love to have
AfterBuzz.
you.
We absolutely love you. But you're right. So we know that in this instance, they need to get some stuff done.
Right.
So even before that, Mitch is concerned because they have this Brooklyn performance coming up. And the ladies have this, what I call a sister moment. And I have them with my sister, where you totally forget that other people are around and you start going back and forth because they're bringing their kids
Right.
on the New York trip.
Right.
And Mitch didn't know they were bringing their children. And at this moment, as they're going back and forth, talking about they're bringing their kids, they're going to see Sister Act 2 on Broadway, and he's just sitting there watching them like he's watching a tennis match.
Right,
And they're
right.
kind of forgetting that he's even there. And he's getting concerned because he doesn't know if bringing the kids on this trip to Brooklyn is the right thing to do, because he said he thinks they lose focus sometimes.
And then Mitch is feeling like he's losing control.
Completely feels as if he's
Right,
losing control.
Right. But in Tina and Erica's defense, with them being on the road so much, traveling, working, if they have any bit of time to spend with their children, I can see why they would like to bring them with them.
Oh, absolutely.
But so it's like I'm rooting for them in that aspect. But did you see how Tina was like, I'm bringing my son and everyone's going to be happy?
Yes, I love that. And everyone
is gonna-
whether you want to or not, will be happy that he is there. Make that known. I love it, Tina. I'm happy if TJ walked in the door right now. I'll be happy. Girl.
Right. Exactly. Bring him to AfterBuzz.
Bring him to AfterBuzz. Absolutely. But you're right. She was like, don't question me about bringing my kid. My son is old enough.
Right.
But I appreciate the fact that they are these, hugely busy, rising gospel artists, but they take the time to be moms too, because Tina said, I'm bringing each of my kids on a trip before I'm no longer traveling and when I give birth. And then, Erica was doing the same thing, taking each of her kids. So they do have to carve out those mommy moments.
Yes.
They're very special and very important to them. But I guess they just have not gotten to the point where they think they need to tell Mitch.
Right.
They're like, we'll
Mitch.
tell Mitch later when we get off the plane. He doesn't need to know.
But everything worked out.
Everything always works out.
Right.
It's true. But also, as we were saying before, we want Mitch to do his job as manager.
Right.
His job as manager is to think about all the different contingencies, what could possibly happen.
Oh, so now he wants to think about the contingency, but he didn't want to think about a plan B.
Well, there you go. I
Okay.
mean, I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well, maybe Mitch can come on the show and explain it to us.
Maybe, Mitch, you can come on the show
Yes,
too.
explain it
and
to
let us
us.
know your non-Plan B philosophy.
yes.
Except when you want to. I don't know.
Right.
So Lorianne comes in. Hello, lamb chop.
Yeah.
Do we know what we're giving?
Right. Love her.
Love her. And she puts these ladies to work. But she's also very cautious and I think very afraid because they even said in the show, Lorianne has never dealt with a client that is this pregnant.
Right.
She's 8 months at this time, if I'm not mistaken.
She
So,
is.
you know, she wants to be hands off. She wants to get the job done because Lorianne is all of that greatness. So she wants to get the job done, but she doesn't want to push anyone too far. And Tina even says, don't treat me like a lame, Lorianne.
Right.
I'm here to do a job. I'm here to get things done.
Right. But you're still concerned because, you know, the baby is still number one.
I would be scared to death, to be honest with you. And I think at that point, I have to be honest, outside looking in, I would look cross-eyed at Mitch because I'm saying to myself, and he even said in the show, what kind, I'm sure someone walking in is thinking, what kind of manager puts their artist in this type of position for 3 action-packed, you know, high-profile events? They're great to have them back-to-back like that at 8 months pregnant.
But Mitch did say she's grown. She made her own decision. And how do you tell Tina no?
I don't know.
How do you tell her no? You know you're pregnant, you're 8 months, you need to relax. How do you do that? So I don't even think Mitch is able to even do that.
Yeah, I know we've had Gugu here with us. We had Elaine and her husband Des with us. We even had her, you know, Joy Star in. And every single person has said Tina's a perfectionist.
Yes.
You can't tell her anything in the best, you know, in the best sense.
Right.
She goes hard. She gives it 120% every single time. So you're right. I think Mitch is caught in a really bad place. He can't win at all because, as he said, if he doesn't push enough, he looks as if he's not doing his job, which they brought him in to elevate them to the next level.
Right.
And he seems on all accords to be doing that. But if he pushes too hard, he seems to be Joe Jackson times 10.
Right. He did mention that.
Which they call him.
Right.
Which I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one either. I don't think he's Joe Jackson times 10.
I mean, that right there is a heart wrencher right there. Like, Joe Jackson times 10?
Joe Jackson?
We've all seen that VH1 American, wasn't it the American Experience, Jackson 5?
Right, the American, something, yeah, exactly.
Poor Mitch, if you're trying to compare him to Joe Jackson like that.
It's okay, Mitch, you're not Joe Jackson.
My goodness.
It's okay.
So, I mean, so he's in this tough position, right? So Lorianne is putting these ladies through the trenches. Like, she wants to see sweat.
Yes.
They take a break. Tina's in the bathroom. And she said, I've never had discoloration in my situation.
Discoloration in my
situation. And at that point, everyone panics.
Right.
And everything stops, as it should. Everything stops. Everyone panics. But when Tina calms down, she's like, leave me alone. I want to.
Right, because now she's like, okay, we're okay. You know, it's just a little bit of scare. I scared myself, and, you know, I'm fine. And let's get back to work. But then everybody else is like, but wait, that was maybe a warning. It doesn't have to actually be a full-on scare, but let's just take this as a warning that you need to slow down. But Tina's like, no, I don't need to slow down.
I don't need to slow down.
Let's do it.
We paid for this rehearsal.
Right.
We are going to rehearse. I don't know. I mean, I do respect her. She's a professional. She's going to go full out. I appreciate that. I've seen these ladies in concert. I appreciate all that you give because I enjoyed myself. Know that. But on the other hand, I don't know. Sometimes we have to know when enough is enough. And when to sit down, like my mom say, sit down somewhere.
Right.
And I don't think she got that at all.
I don't think she's going to. I think that I think even because she had her other daughter early and she didn't get it.
Right.
So when would she really get the lesson?
Right. And so she's been in this situation before, which brings then in Teddy, her husband Teddy. So, and he's highly concerned.
Right.
He's been highly concerned since last season when she found out she was pregnant and the option or the opportunity to do Essence came up. He did the math to realize, do you know how pregnant you're going to be when this Essence festival comes up? And she says to him, please, I really want to do this.
Right.
And he responds to her, if you have this baby prematurely, I'll never forgive you.
Yeah, that's deep.
That's really, that's heavy. That's heavy, that's deep, that's real relationship stuff. That's not something to be taken lightly at all.
Exactly, that's your husband.
And he is looking out for you in the best interest, you know? And so Teddy is involved. He is looking out, you know, out his side eye, going, I know my wife.
Right.
And this is what, I know what she's doing. And wait, it seems like we have another caller. Caller, are you there?
Hi.
Hi. What's your name, caller?
I'm Nakila.
Oh, hi, Nakila. How you doing?
Fine.
And what's your Twitter handle, right? Haven't we corresponded on Twitter?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Your Twitter handle?
Oh, yeah, I'm the Mary Mary fan page. I called in last time.
There you go. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, we were talking about Tina and her going hard. What do you think about, what's your advice to Tina about going hard, taking a break? What did you think?
I admire their work ethic and how hard they push, and I know that they don't want to say no or let anybody down, and they really do want to get to the next level. But I think that after they had that whole debacle in the bathroom, that she should have slowed down and listen to Erica and went home and took some time for herself, because they really do a lot, and they always, when they get on stage, they always do awesome. So I thought she should have slowed down a little bit.
But let me just ask. I mean, we're seeing on this season what it takes to have those awesome performances. It takes those hours of rehearsal. So if she wants to continue to give it all as she does, I mean, how does she continue to give that great performance without putting those rehearsal hours in?
I don't know how to explain it. I just think that they do so much and they rehearse they rehearse all the time. Like you tweet that they're getting ready for this and they're getting ready for that. I just feel like that it's okay sometimes for them to just to step back sometimes, because when they get on stage they always do great. Whether you see sometimes where they only have one day to rehearse, or they only have one rehearsal for this or one rehearsal for that, or hour to get ready. I just feel like it doesn't take all that, and they'll just naturally be great.
That's a good point. What's your advice? What's your take on the Mitch situation? Is he caught in a hard place here with these ladies?
He is.
We feel for you, Mitch.
I feel like, being Team Mary Mary, that I feel like automatically she's married, but I like Mitch.
Right, we like Mitch.
I feel like Warren stepped into him as opposed to Justin. Warren does really have a point. Like, he is the manager, and without him, there wouldn't be a Team Mary Mary. So I figured if Warren wanted to step to Mitch, and he did it in a nice, respectable way, as it should have been handled before. I don't think that he said anything offensive to him. He was just like, here's the problem. He didn't step to him in a bad way. And I think that it was a very respectful thing for Warren to do, and it was needed because Mitch can't get out of line sometimes. But, Mitch, he means well. He has a hard time coming out of his manager mode. But I like Mitch.
I like Mitch. Do you think Mitch is a diva? He's been accused of it several times. Do you think he's a diva?
No, I don't think he's a diva. I don't know. I just like Mitch. I'm Team Mitch. I don't know why.
Well, all right. Well, Mitch, you got it. Nakila is Team Mitch right here. So, I mean, I appreciate you calling. Thank you so much for watching. Call back again next week.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good one. Well, it seems as if Nakila is watching, and we appreciate her watching. And if you like what you're seeing, we hope that you do.
Yes.
We would love if you would go to iTunes and download this podcast, subscribe to the podcast, give comments, rate 5 stars. We would love 5 stars. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. We're here to change for you. The Mary Mary After Show is actually for the Mary Mary fans like we are.
Yes.
So we want to do the best we can and make you as happy as possible. So talk to us. Let us know what you like. We're here for you, and hopefully, you'll watch this week, watch next week, subscribe.
Absolutely.
And things will go down that way. So thank you so much for caller. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. We hope to hear from you next week. Anybody else wants to call? 424-256-1729. So we were saying before, Tina won't sit down.
Right.
Caller had a great point. She's like, these ladies bring it every single time.
Yes.
Is there any time where you can kind of take a step back? And, they're at a professional level. Like, these ladies are bringing it. So, they're going to bring it every single time. And regardless of what happened throughout the show, Tina, Erica, everyone's had, problems along the way. When they hit that stage, it is on and popping.
It is. And they give a phenomenal performance.
Every single time.
Right. Every single time. So
sometimes maybe you have to not cut the corner on the rehearsal, but...
Well, I think sometimes with, Tina's perfectionism, perhaps she can work on being on time as a perfectionist. Maybe we can work on that a little bit so that when you come on time, you can maybe, rehearse really good for the first, 30 minutes, take a break, and then go back again and maybe take a break. So that can just ease up on, you feeling exhausted during rehearsals if you come on time.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So maybe there's another way you can do your rehearsals and relax and, not worry your husband.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, it came up again in this episode as it's come up a couple times before. The first day of rehearsal, things had to be cut short because Tina had the problem in the bathroom.
Right.
Discoloration of her situation.
Right.
We get that. And so the second day, she requests a 10 a.m. start time.
Right.
At noon, she wasn't there.
Right. She was very, very late.
She was I think eventually she was 3 hours late when she got there.
3 hours late because she's having back pains and, and I understand that. I get it. You pushed yourself really hard the day before and now you have to come back and do it again and you're struggling. But like everybody said, I don't think it's the issue with the baby. She's just notoriously late all the time. That's not good.
And it's driving Erica bananas.
And Mitch.
And Lorianne.
Because she was like, let this be known, this will not happen again.
On my time and my dime.
And my time and my dime.
And
That's
I
right.
get that.
Yes.
So, I mean, we've seen it happen over and over again this season. And I do think, maybe an early prediction, that it's going to blow. We've seen the previews that it's going to blow between the two of them.
Right.
But Erica's just wanting Tina to pay attention a little bit to other people and say to herself, okay, how are my actions, my lateness, my 3 hours being late affecting other people? And I think that's what, we were saying about Mitch. We were saying, Mitch, I think everyone's telling him to get over it, and I think he just wants to be heard.
Right.
I feel the same way with Erica. I think Erica wants Tina just to hear what she's saying about being late. And I think Tina's just like, well, just hear me. I'm 25 months pregnant. I'm doing the best I can. Why can't anybody cut me some slack kind of thing? So there has to be a middle ground. What I don't want to see happen is, with family. Sometimes with family, we take each other for granted. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
With family, we take each other for granted. You are yourself in the rawest form with your family, sisters, that type of thing. And so we all play different roles in families. And this seems to be the role that Tina may play. Right. But I don't want that role, family stuff, to completely break up Mary Mary.
I agree with you on that. I don't want it either. And I would like to see Tina make a little bit of an effort to say, you know what, Erica, I hear you. I'm going to start coming on time. This is important to you. And we don't have to be late to every single show that we do. Because she mentioned that they're late every single show that they do. So just a little effort, just to try. Right. But, and if you want to go hard, say, you know what, I want to go hard. I can go hard. I'm who I am. I'm not going to sit down. Then have that same attitude about coming on time. But don't use the baby as an excuse to say that you're late, but then you don't want to sit down. It's like, okay, so how are we going to handle this?
From a person who is notoriously 10 to 20 minutes late, that's just my disclaimer.
And I'm never late.
And see,
ever.
You got to give me, if you say 5, don't tell me 5. Tell me 4:45. Let's just be honest. I do. I'm 10 to 20, and everyone says you don't respect other people's time, and it really isn't that. So, and maybe I can speak for Tina on this.
Okay.
It really isn't that I disrespect people's time. It's the fact that I have not learned, especially now living in LA with LA traffic, to really calculate how long things take. I'm 10 to 20. I'm not 3 hours. Okay. And her 3 hours was, she had pains and that type of thing. It was considering not coming to rehearsal at all.
Right.
But for us 10 to 20 minute laters out there, it's not that I don't think it's that we disrespect it. It's just that we haven't learned our lesson. And unfortunately, I'll be very honest to say, unfortunately, we haven't learned the lesson. Other people pay the price.
Yes.
And I will also say, I'm 10 to 20 minutes late, but I can't stand to wait on people. I know.
You know what? My mouth just opened. I can't. That's funny.
I'm being honest here on the Mary Mary After Show. It's just the truth.
That is hilarious.
And I'm sure for all the other late people out there, no one likes to wait on people. It's just, but I'm also smart enough to know I would never say it. So I keep that to myself.
You keep that to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're right. And I have had friends who have said to me, can you please get somewhere on time? And I listen. And then I'm 5 minutes late. That's listening.
For you.
For me, I'm getting
For you,
better.
right.
I'm getting better.
But if you tell me 4:30, I'm here at 4:30.
Yeah, I've seen that. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
She's putting all our business out.
I know. I'm here at 4:30.
She's putting all our AFTERBUZZ business out there in the street. No. So you're right. I mean, I think this lateness, not being ready, is making Erica think more and more. And she said it. What does the future hold for me? Because I can't continue to do this and be disrespected. And everyone uses the same word: disrespect, disrespect, disrespect.
Right.
And so it's kind of building. It makes great TV to see the explosion, but I don't like to see the sisters, explode like that. For real.
I don't either. I love Mary Mary. I'm a fan of Mary Mary, and I want to see them. And I know all groups working, whether it's your sister, whether it's friends, working with groups is hard. And it takes work, just like, marriage, relationships, it just takes work. And if we can listen to each other and really say, you know what, I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you, let me work on that and truly work on it, then I think that, they can work through the little issues that they have, and including Mitch.
Yeah. So you think they just need to have like a Dr. Phil powwow?
Yes. I think they need to have a Dr. Phil powwow.
I mean,
but
Erica,
Mitch has to let go. Once you have that Dr. Phil powwow, he needs to just go, okay, and let go. But he holds on to it. That's what keeps it going.
Set the ground rules.
Yes.
Everybody come here to AFTERBUZZ. Erica, Tina, Warren, Mitch.
Yes.
Sit on the couch.
Yes.
And let's just go at it.
Let's just go at it.
And then as soon as the doors open, we just all let it go.
We all let it go.
There we go. That's our invitation to you.
That's our invitation. New day.
New day.
Yes.
So the ladies get past their rehearsals with Lorianne, and they're in Brooklyn with Celebrate Brooklyn.
Yes.
And it was so cute. Erica was able to take her daughter, Krista, to see Sister Act 2. I had no idea that Erica had auditioned to be in Aida.
Right. I was kind of shocked with that, too, when she mentioned that.
So it's pretty clear that she has other aspirations to do other things. I would love to see you on Broadway.
Me too.
That's pretty amazeballs.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
And her daughter loved it. So the thing of it is that with this show, I love how real it is.
Yes.
I love how real it is on all relationships: manager, artist, husband, wife, daughter, children, mother, daughter, the entire family, sister to sister.
Sister to sister.
So it's just real in every single sense. And I do love when they share those moments when it's just, the moms, Eric and Tina hanging out with their kids and their family stuff. So they get through Celebrate Brooklyn. Unfortunately, Tina forgot her support garments. And as crazy as things get between Erica and Tina, and as upset as Erica is with her, but as soon as she needs her as a sister,
she's there.
Mary Mary goes out the window.
Yes, she's there. I love that.
I love it.
I love it.
And there was no more worry about contracts and breach of contracts. And she was like, we're not going to breach this baby, though.
Right. Because I love the fact that Erica says Tina is not a crybaby. So when she cries, it's something serious.
Right.
And she said, I need to go make sure my sister is okay.
And I love that.
I love that.
And her tears, I felt it. And I'm not having given birth myself, so I don't know the importance of support garments,
Right.
So it was a little difficult for me to understand. But tears are tears. And you could hear the sincerity of her tears and the concern in her voice. Like, she was really seriously freaking out and panicking and was going, I cannot risk my baby for anything.
Right.
And Erica honed in and was like, forget it. If you call it, we call it. We walk out the door. It's not a problem.
And we walk out together.
We walk out together.
Together.
That's a great point.
Together.
So eventually Tina said, no, I can do it. I think the concert started 45 minutes, maybe an hour late, though. I know, look at you. The lateness is just...
I just...
In your seat, you can't
Because, see, if we was on time... and we figured out that you left your garments, then we'll be 10 minutes late getting on stage and not an hour late.
An hour late.
Because, see, I understand the importance of fans. Right. And I understand that, their time is valuable. They're spending the money to come and see me, if I was a star, and a performer. And so that would mean a lot to me. So I can understand why Erica feels that we cannot be late every single show.
Right.
And then that becomes known in the industry, then they,
It's true.
It's just not good. It's not good business.
Yeah. And I mean, I read that this show actually happened on one of the hottest days in Brooklyn.
Oh.
And I don't know if anybody knows about New York heat, but it's different
Yes.
than regular heat. It's just the kind of thing like no AC can save
Right.
you. It is just the hottest
Right.
concrete jungle type of feeling ever. Even they were in Prospect Park, but it's just hot. It's just hot.
Yeah.
But I did read a review on xtothel.com that was a review of the concert, and they reported that the very pregnant Tina didn't seem to lose an ounce of her energy, and she pranced around the stage with her sister as if it was just another night. They said she gave a fantastic, gave an incredible performance. And we expected that.
And you know what? I also love how Tina said, you know, I can't have fear now. I'm sitting here getting ready to sing about not having fear.
Right, about my faith.
About my faith. And I can't show that on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm out here serving him.
It was a great moment, though.
That was a great moment.
I was like, wow, you know what? Because you get caught up in all the drama of things,
Yeah.
and that was kind of like the bow that wrapped everything up. And I was like, girl, you are so right.
Right.
Let me write that down.
Right. Let me work on myself.
Work on
Let
myself.
me work on them fears. You know, let me.
So it's true, and I loved how she shared that fact with the people at the concert.
Absolutely.
That was amazing.
That was.
So they gave an amazing performance, only to get back to the dressing room. And dun, 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 Teddy calls.
Teddy calls. Hi, husband. That's how you start off when you know you're about to get in trouble. Hi, husband.
And I love how Erica mouthed in the back, don't tell him anything. Don't tell him. And then she tells him I had this problem. I forgot the support thing. And so Teddy says, well, you know I'm going to Chicago so I can keep my eye on you. Everyone's afraid Teddy's going to shut this essence.
Yes.
I can't blame him for being concerned.
I cannot.
As a matter of fact, I love him for being concerned.
Yes, it's actually very sexy when a man steps up like that.
There you go.
Like, you know what, babe? No, this is not happening. I'm sorry.
All right, Martin.
Yeah, I heard that.
Now, Martin, you're a married man.
Yes, I am.
And if your wife was doing something and you thought she was putting her health into danger, would you, step in, step up? I got my eye on you.
Yes, of course. If she was pregnant, like this lady is,
Right,
and
like
she
8
was
months.
dancing around on the stage, and I don't blame Teddy for being like, yeah, that's not only your baby, that's my baby in there, and it's your health and his or her health. So, yes, I would definitely, I might put a stop to it.
There you go.
I might be like, okay, you can just sit in the chair and sing while your sister dances around, because I definitely would be like, okay.
It's a scary thing, right?
Enough is enough.
Because women tend to not put themselves first. And so sometimes you need to, and when there's a baby involved, you also need to think about the baby too. I mean, my wife's not pregnant, we don't have any kids, but sometimes ladies need to put themselves first because they never do, and sometimes they need someone to tell them to.
I love that point.
Yes.
Because I think you've just really hit, Martin, like the nail on the head as to what it is, because Tina has said so many times, I am a wife, I'm a mother, I have to be perfect at all of these different things.
Right.
I've made this obligation. We're going to, fulfill this obligation, and not only just fulfill it, I'm going to fulfill it to the 10,000th degree. But I think, Martin, you know what? Sometimes having a man in the room.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just very, very sexy.
Yeah.
And when I was watching it, you can see the tweets
Yes.
at the bottom, and I, forgive me for not writing down her Twitter handle, but she said, no, that's a man.
That's a man.
That's a man.
I do appreciate Teddy. I don't know if Tina did at that moment.
Yes, because you can tell when she puts her head, and you see the end, and she was like, yes.
Right. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's put his foot down.
He's put his foot
but
down.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
They're married. That is his child also. And you're right. Women don't always put themselves first. And I know these ladies who are everything to everyone are not putting themselves first a lot of times. So, Tina, we love Teddy.
Yeah.
Might want to listen to Teddy. Big ups to Teddy. Teddy, write a book
Yeah.
to show all the other single men out there what it's all about.
How to handle it.
And there you go.
There you go.
I think we've covered the episode pretty well.
I think we did.
Do you want to do a little news and gossip?
Yes.
All right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, this weekend was the Stellar Awards in Nashville, and we both watched it live last night on the Gospel Music Channel. And was it a show?
Phenomenal.
It was an amazing, amazing performances. Everything was fantastic. Mary Mary, did they not look amazing?
They sure did. I was having church up in there on Saturday.
Amen.
Amen.
It was really fantastic. And also their performance of Go Get It with Lori Ann Gibson's choreography. I have to say, I love Stellar Awards. I love gospel music. I love traditional gospel music. But that performance was on another level.
I love Lori Ann. I would love to have her on the show and teach us some moves.
There you go.
I would love to
You
have
like
that.
the invite? I love the invite.
I do, yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen. Lori Ann Gibson, please. We would love to have you on AfterBuzz.
I'll pop my hip exactly the way you want.
Exactly the way you want it. And I will sweat and just will do it.
We'll just do anything you say.
Anything you say.
Because that performance last night,
Yes.
everything from the costumes to the choreography, and the choreography was perfect. The ladies weren't doing too much.
Right.
Their dancers behind them it wasn't distracting. It wasn't as if anything was out of place. It was a fantastic performance. The choreography, the moves, the song, the clothes were great. The hair was fantastic.
Yes.
And the attitudes, it was all there.
Flawless.
It was a
Well,
wonderful
that's Lori
performance.
Ann. That's just Lori Ann.
That's how she puts it all together.
That's how she puts it all together.
And we discussed last week that Mary Mary had the most nominations of anyone. Of the 9, they took 6 awards home last night. Group Duo of the Year, Contemporary CD of the Year, Urban Inspirational Single or Performance of the Year, Special Event CD of the Year, and Producer of the Year went to Warren Campbell, Erica Campbell's husband, and a slew of a couple other people too.
Oh, that's a congratulations.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Mary Mary shut it
Mary
down.
Mary.
Yay.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is what the hard work and team, Mitch, Warren, Erica, Tina, can do.
Can do. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely.
So should we go into some predictions?
yeah, let's go into some predictions.
All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So what do you think? They have the Chicago performance coming up.
Yes.
Teddy's coming along.
Teddy's coming along.
They have Essence coming up.
Essence.
So what do you predict is in store for the ladies of Mary Mary?
I think they're going to go on with the show with, Chicago and Essence. But
Absolutely.
I think that Teddy is going to keep an eye on Tina.
There you go.
Yeah. And maybe it might bother Tina a little bit. Like, come on, Teddy, I'm good. I can do this. I can handle it. But Teddy's like, no, I'm here. So if something happens, I'm here.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll take care of it.
I'm thinking Teddy might shut down the Chicago performance.
You think so?
I think he might come really close to shutting it down in order for her to do Essence.
Okay.
It may
I
be
can
let's
see-
compromise. Let's not
Right.
do Chicago so you can do Essence. But I do agree. Teddy's going to be big in the next couple episodes because
absolutely.
he's keeping his eye on his wife, as he should.
As he should.
And I love to see it in
Yes,
action.
yeah.
Love to absolutely see it
Love
in action.
to see it. He's right there at the hip.
And do you think we're going to see Mitch again because he bailed out of the Brooklyn performance? Do you think he'll show his head? Do you think he'll come back?
I think he'll come back because he has to, because
Right.
he can't bail again.
Right.
Because then it's going to be like, okay, Mitch, what's really going on? What's up? Talk to us.
Right.
So, Mitch, just let it go. It's
Let it go and
okay.
come back.
Come back. We like you. We're Team Mitch.
And it seems as if Mitch and Goo go another round next week, so we'll see how that
That's
shakes
right.
out.
That's right.
So a lot of things to look forward to.
know.
Well, I think we want to wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up.
My name is Tara Johnson, and you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Path to Passion.
And I'm Ashida Onrae, and you can catch me at Ashida Onrae on Twitter.
Well, and you can also catch the show. The Twitter address for the show is Mary After Show, AFTSHOW. Follow us on Twitter. We'd love to talk
Yes.
to you. And until next Sunday, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. See you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.